Hey everyone, Max of 343 Labs here. We're a music production school based in New York City, Berlin, and online. And today I'd like to show you a clip by one of our instructors, John Selway, where he shows you a great technique on how to make a deep, bouncy house bass line. Now this clip is taken from 343 TV, which airs right here on our channel several days per week. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into it.
But for right now, I've got my main chord progression, and I'm trying to figure out what the bass groove is. That's sort of where I am in terms of writing this idea down. Okay. Let's see if my camera's working. That's one of the things that wasn't working earlier. I've got like a million ideas going through my head right now. I know I'm wandering. I'm definitely in the improvisational part of this, and I'm liking some of the ideas that are coming out. And honestly, it's hard to focus and improvise and do something good while you're simultaneously live streaming and chatting with a bunch of people. So forgive me, but if it doesn't go super smoothly, but it's definitely, I enjoy the challenge, and also it's making me think about approaching, creating a bass line for a chord progression like this, for a musical techno kind of groove like this. I need to make the balance between interesting melody and the drum groove, right? If it's too busy, it could get in the way of the hypnotic groove of the rhythm. But also I want it to be musically interesting and to have some kind of development and progression and variation over time. So yes, it is a process. It is multitasking. I feel like my brain's going to explode, especially after my rough start with my PC flaking out on me. So anyway, so there's kind of two approaches I might take for this. And one is what I was just doing and improvising. I didn't record any of that. I should have, but I think a lot of you who use Live already know that we have this little capture MIDI button. And there's a memory buffer going on, capturing in all of the MIDI that you're playing in real time. And it'll depending on how long you've been doing it, how long the clock has been running, it will sort of determine on how much it captures. But there's probably a good bass line in here somewhere. So let's see. The chord progression is 8 bars long. So I'm going to go into this. All right, it's already set up a loop of 8. And I don't know, I'm going to quantize it because I know I played some of those notes off a little bit. Let's do, 16th notes. And let's see what works. All right, definitely some mistakes in there. All right, now I kind of like the groove a little bit of these 4 bars or so back here. So let's see if I can work with that real quick. Right, even just these right here. I could take this and maybe duplicate it, space it out, transpose some notes to make it fit with the other chords. Actually, they're kind of working with all of the chords. That was very fortunate. I guess that these notes are sort of relatively in harmony with each chord in that progression. And that's actually stylistically totally useful. That's actually something you hear a lot in house and more musical techno, where there will be a monotonous note or melody or bass line that fits in with all of the chords as they go through the progression. And yeah, that I could live with that. All right. So let's see if I can, I'm going to duplicate this and let's crop it. And I'm going to try and make this change with the progression and see if it works. So, because it could be cool to have two sections, one where it's repeating that same melody, and then another one where it's changing over time with the chords. Ooh. Maybe. That's a starting point. I don't love it, but I'm going to go with it for now. No, actually wrong. Half step up. Yep. Maybe I'll let it go back down. Maybe not. I'm going to try something else. Nope. Trial and error. I agree. Is it TI-80 Mark? Do you actually... TI-80 is a computer, right? It is bouncy. I wanted to go for bouncy. You can see right here, when I set... So it's something I do when I'm making a track and I want to kind of stick to a certain vibe, is write down the ideas for the parts that I have before so it keeps me on track, right? So I made an empty MIDI track that says bass bouncy, and then when it came time to find the sound and write the melody, I kept that I was reminded of that. All right, back to listening to whether this bass line is working. Nothing jumped out at me right away as being bad. Maybe the last note. Yeah, and then, yeah, so there's some, once I start taking that melody, if I transpose it in parallel like that, you're going to get notes that don't fit the chord. So then I can go back and finesse it. I can make it so it isn't repeating exactly the same shape every time. You know what might be really helpful is to instead, I mean, I could like shift select and see the MIDI all together like this. That could work. Let me see. Yeah, that'll work. Or, you know, if you're a timeline person, you could just take these MIDI clips and put them all together here, and then I can edit the MIDI on the timeline. It makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to get different parts to work together. right, so this I don't like. I don't know. Let's see. What if I just go and repeat that lower G again? I have to sing it to myself sometimes to get it. Yeah, and this one. I want these last notes to kind of lead into the harmony of the next chord. I'm still thinking. And then, right, so that's going to go into, you see what I don't know if you hear or see what I'm going for here, where I want the melody to kind of fit the chord and then lead into the next chord so that it resolves nicely. So I'm always leading into the next thing. Not sure about these two in the middle, but they're inoffensive, so I'm going to leave them for now, because I do want to move on to some other elements. That is a nice observation, Totentance 137. Everyone hears different relationships between the notes. So what may be pleasing or unpleasing to me, someone else might like it or not mind it in the same way. Yeah, we all have our kind of understanding of harmony and melody and our taste in harmony and melody. So that's a good observation. I like that. And then, all right. Will Joseph says, I think you should go back to the chord 1 bass line at chord 3. Did we try that earlier? I mean, yeah, that works too, but then that's just sort of the same thing going up and down, right? That also works. Absolutely. What if I go the 4th chord even higher? I'm listening. Oops. Last 2 notes. A little bit off, or a lot off, depending on how you think about it. All right, let's see how this goes back to the other more monotonous variation. So I'll switch clips at the end of these 8 bars. Yeah, totally. Josh Holiday says the bass notes should dance on the beat. Now let me ask you, what do you mean by that? I love syncopated bass in between the beats, but of course, sometimes they can be on the beat as well. Yeah, so all of these notes are syncopated. They're on the upbeat or on the syncopated 16th notes in between. So, but yeah, you could totally do, what happens if I just shift this over? It's so syncopated. That's like a totally different groove. And there's only one note on a downbeat. What happens if I shift it over again? Yeah, now there's more on the beat. Yeah, now that's definitely, it's the same rhythm, but just shifted over, and it's lining up with the kick drums more. I'm not sure if this is what you meant, but this is what I thought of when you said that. I was curious to know if that's what you meant, if more of the bass notes could play with the quarter notes. This variation was good. No, which one was it? Was it this one? Yeah. How does that sound with the chords? It's not quite right with the chords. I like the rhythm of it though. I like the groove irrespective of the harmony. How does it work with this one? No, definitely. I mean, I'm going to go back to my first impulse, which was to do it very syncopated.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget 343 TV goes live right here on our YouTube channel several days per week. And if you want to take a course with us or just join our community, you can find more information at 343labs.com or 343labs.de for our German website. Thanks so much, and see you next time.